Hello. So I would just like to come here today and talk to you guys about something and I guess just talk a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but being a human is pretty effing frustrating at times. It's pretty stressful. Again, I don't like setting words on things and making them seem like that's the way it is, but it seems difficult, or has been for the most part, because what you're doing is you're navigating reality, you're navigating your mind, you're trying to read other people, you're doing a lot of things at once, and then it's almost like the first percentage of your life is basically like a tutorial or a learning segment, and then it's like the section after that is essentially what I would like to refer to as waking up, or getting your vision, getting your priorities straight, and gaining clarity, and it's almost like you unlearn things that you learned in the previous section of your life. So it's almost like you build your ego up. It's almost like you build your ego up. Then you build up the blueprint that you have made or believed or whatever about reality itself. So that's the first portion. The second portion is understanding and learning that, or correcting the way that you view yourself, reality, and getting a grasp on your ego. Now, that's tricky within itself, because within that comes a lot of work. I mean, that's just the best way I can put it to you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work, actually. It appears to me it was. Maybe. See, I'm not sure, because no, I am pretty sure that this was a lot of hard work to get here. And that's probably something or you, by the way, do not give yourself enough credit for, because I do believe that like things come pretty easy to us and we learn at a pretty rapid rate for the most part, but it's almost like there's something within us that where that is the case, it thinks things are easy. And I'm not saying it's easy, hard, difficult, any of this. I'm just saying that the work we put in to get here was hard. It was hard work. It's not easy to change your own mind. It's not easy to reprogram your mind. It's not easy. And that's why a lot of people stay the way they are. They stay stuck. They stay being miserable in life. Because it's incredibly difficult. It's like, so there's been a few people that that you can say have done this here, that throughout history you hear about them, Buddha, Jesus, etc. And once you actually do this yourself, you understand what the rebirth process means, and like what death means, and all this stuff. And I do want to say that, like, I feel like I have died, and I mean that quite literally. Several times I feel like I've died, and this last time it was like I really died. Like, no joke, I died. And if you understand what I'm really talking about, you know what I'm talking about, and you understand I'm not being literal with this, in that sense of the word, anyway. But it's literally like you've created this character and your idea of reality, and you told yourself a story, and you have went based off this your entire lifetime. And then you just set traps and spun webs in your own mind. And I don't think it's intentional. I really don't. I just think that's what happens and what you do until you can see what you're doing and you stop it. But it's like, I'm not Blake Ratliff. No matter how you look at it, I am not Blake Ratliff. Blake Ratliff was a name given to me. That's not me. Blake Ratliff was a character that was created. I'm not that character. Blake Ratliff was who I thought I was. And the choices I made, the habits I had, the way I thought, etc. That's not me anymore. That's not me. So I don't even know. Like, I hope that's a way to explain it, because I'm not Blake Ratliff. No matter how you look at this, that's. It's almost funny now looking back at it that I even believed it a little bit. And then it's just like when you start waking up, you start realizing things, and you think it's just so fantastical and crazy and out there that it can't be real or true. And then once you actually start accepting this and admitting this and like taking the proper steps in order to heal and get your priorities in order, and in order to see this the proper way, it's like it's more obvious than ever that it's like, oh, okay. So, I'm like incredibly, I'm just at a place to where I don't even know what to say or tell you or do, because it's like, I will tell you this though, in this video. This is something that I've realized. It's almost like we went, so I always say you want to find balance and take the middle ground in a lot of things, in pretty much 98% of everything. It's got to be a balance. There's only 2 things or 3 things that I would recommend going all out on and not finding a balance in, and that is loving yourself in reality and other people. That is believing in yourself, and trusting yourself, reality, and other people. Now, obviously, you can look at that and say, well, that can't be, because then you're going too far in one direction. I mean, you're correct, but you have to have discernment, understand what I'm saying. When I say you have to love yourself and believe in yourself wholeheartedly and go forward with that, I'm not saying to be arrogant. I'm not saying to be egocentric. I'm saying to like really love and appreciate you, the real you, yourself. So, and believe you can accomplish anything, but don't be delusional with it. And I can give you examples of don't be delusional. I say anything's possible. I believe in miracles and magic, and not only do I believe it, I see it, and I know it's going on every second of your life. But like, by being delusional, I mean like, let's say that you're 5'1", you've never played basketball a day in your life, and you think and you believe that tomorrow you're going to wake up and go out here and you can beat Stephen Curry in a one-on-one game. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and when I say trust yourself in reality and other people, I'm saying, again, discernment is needed. You obviously can't trust every word out of everyone's mouth. That would be crazy. But if you've surrounded yourself by the right people and you're doing the right things in life, then you have no reason not to trust yourself or trust the people around you. Or reality, that this is working out for your best interest all the time. So, but it almost appears to me that what happened is we went too far in one direction, and I think we went too far in this direction on trying to be perfect, on trying to whatever, and it turned us into a tyrant within ourselves. So then we rebelled, and this is within a lot of stories. My favorite story is the Bible. The Jesus and Lucifer stories more specifically. And that pretty much explains it, the Lucifer situation. It's like Lucifer and God. It's like the overthrowing, the rebelling. And I do believe that it was like we got too tyrannical with ourselves and we wanted perfection too much, and then that's what created that part of us that rebels and just etc. So, and what needs to happen is you need to get those molded back into center, to unite, to agree, to move forward together. So that is what I believe happened and part of what we're doing. So let's move forward just a little bit, shall we? So within this comes forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive others. You have to forgive God. You have to forgive everything and everyone. Let it die. Let the past die. And what I mean by that, I'll be very specific, is like let your interpretation of the past die. Let that version of you that you believed you were in your mind, especially negative, die. Forgive yourself for doing the things you've done. Forgive yourself for going through, for putting up with certain things. Forgive yourself and forgive others, because really at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself by holding any resentment or grudges towards others. It's not worth it. And so you have to let all of it die. You have to let the old version of yourself, the old version of reality, and the old version of your life die. You have to let it die. You need to let it die. You want to, by the way. And I'm not saying in every area, in every regard. But get discernment and a mind of your own. And you'll understand what I'm really talking about here. But you need to make your mind up about what you want. And you need to make your mind up about how you're going to operate here. And you need to make your mind up about how you just need to be you. Be yourself. And I'm going to end it with that. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Do the right thing. And follow your heart. And you're good. You're more than good. And in fact, this is again, whether you believe me or not, and I can understand how you cannot believe me right now, that we're at the good part, and we've actually been at the good part for a minute. And I can see and appreciate and understand how you don't see that, how you don't believe that. I do, I get it. But I hope, like, you've realized the majority of the things I said are true. You've realized the majority of the things that I have said, I mean, there is literal evidence to support, and you have verified it. And I've told you how, and I've told you what to do it. So, like, trust this and believe this, man. Your whole entire life can change for the better in the blink of an eye, without you even knowing it, without you even knowing what's going on to make it happen. Anything is possible. Miracles are very real, and they vary in size and they vary in what they mean. But we want a miracle that's beyond anything you've experienced thus far, that you're consciously aware of. And this miracle is coming. So, I love you. I love you dearly and deeply. Trust me. Trust yourself. Trust God. And this is going to turn out better than you think it is. This is going to turn out better than you expect or anticipate. I love you. It's a game of form and the play of life, and I'm you talking to you. And this is what we do. We create illusions. We have an experience. We tell stories. We snap out of it. Go through a process of healing and waking up and realize that we're telling stories. We get to the point that we realize we don't even know what we're talking about, and we do not know. You love yourself. You forgive yourself. You trust yourself, others, God, etc. And you move forward into the biggest mind F of your life in the most loving, gentle, kind way possible. Like, listen, I say the word mind fuck and people think it's a negative thing. Well, in this scenario, a lot of it was negative, unfortunately. We're all going to say, hey, mistakes were made. But again, let it go and move forward. So, when people ask me why I like mindfuck movies, it's because if a mindfuck is done correctly, it can be the most beautiful thing ever. And in order to do it correctly, you have to go through certain things to set in stone again. You thought this was a planet, you thought this was a real reality, you thought all this stuff. And I understand that's like, looking at it now, we shouldn't have done this way. It was traumatic. Truly it was, and there was some other things that, again, let's move forward. But once it's done, the other side of it is amazing, because you've walked through hell to get to it. I love you. I love you.